Hey, what's going on, guys? Carter here. We're doing some stuff. We're doing some things. We're gonna record it. So, I've got this Hinderer here, and I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Carter does not carry Hinderers. He does not. He's not into Hinderers. And I would say, YouTube person saying that thing hypothetically, that's absolutely correct. I'm not a big Hinderer guy. I don't know why. There's some nostalgia here. There was a time, back when Hinderers were like really popping off early on. I was way into it, and there's definitely some things that it kind of brings back. Oops. The main thing is that on paper, Hinderers should be my favorite knife company because it kind of combines like some of the coolness of Striders with, a little more refinement, updated features. But I don't know, something about just the overall shape of it. It just doesn't click with me too much. I don't like the handle shape. I don't like, I don't know, it's just not really my thing. But I do have one, and this is the one I have. There are many like it, but this one is mine. It's got the Bowie blade. I love Bowie blades. It's got the classic stone wash finish throughout, which just reminds me of those earlier ones. And I like it. This is not a review. There are some things that bug me. Other people have talked about it. I don't like that the blade stop in the closed position, the detent or stop, I guess, whatever you want to call it, is right up against the blade, like it connects right up here. I don't love that. Kind of seems weird place to put it. And as Mr. Neves Knives mentioned, if you were to really use this thing and sharpen the hell out of it, eventually you're going to kind of run into that. Now, I know in some of the updates on the XM18, they've changed that and they've moved the stop pin, I think, up here somewhere. They kind of finagled it. But I don't believe they've done any of those updates on the 24th. But anyways, so what we're going to do is I swap this out for phosphor bronze. I always mix that up. Brosphor fawns. I switched this out for phosphor bronze. It works good. Like, it's still smooth. Really nice. But I think I want to go back to the bearings. And so one of the cool things with these newer Hinderers is it has the tri-way system, which allows you to swap out your bearing system at will. It's a pretty cool, kind of unique design. It's one of those things where you could easily say, why did it take so long to come up with this? Because it's a really good idea, and it's honestly not as complicated as you might think it is. And I'll kind of explain that a little bit as we get in here. But first, we've got to take this puppy apart. I apologize if this is not a super smooth video. I did not prep for this. I literally was going through my collection. I'm like, I should carry something I never carry. And this popped up, and I'm like, ooh, I should carry that. And then I'm like, ooh, I should change the bearings. And then I'm like, ooh, maybe I'll shoot a video. And here we are. So I haven't switched out the bearings. It's been months. And like I said, I'm not a big Hinderer guy, so that was the first time I've ever done it. This is the second time I've ever done it. But we're going to do it on camera, so don't expect a super professional version of this video. Pretty straightforward, though, so that's why I'm comfortable we can do it. All right, so we've taken all the hardware out. This one was flathead, as you saw. These ones are Allen keys. I'm not sure what size it is. I'm pretty sure I used a, what did I use? I actually used a metric Allen set because it fit better than my US, but I think that might be because my US set was worn out, kind of stripped out. So normally I think you do, oh, that's right. So this has these. I hate these. Custom Striders, MSCs, have these too, these pillars. It's just kind of a pain in the butt putting it back together because you've got to, that'll be the hardest part. That's the hardest part of the whole thing is putting that back in. I don't even know why I put those in. They're just going to fall out again anyways. Okay, so we're going to take the blade off. It's on there pretty tight. Washer. So here's one washer. And then the other washer is going to be stuck to the other side of this. There we go. So basically what this does, let's see if we can get these out. So what you do is they just give you inserts basically. So instead of the bearing races, you put in these steel inserts, which basically flatten it out and make it turn into like a non-bearinged knife. Normally these would just fall out, but I've got some grease in there, and so it's, oh, come on. It's creating a suction, if you will. So we are going to try to push this out. Oh, and these things will not go out. That's interesting, those two holes right there. What is that? There's the detent hole. Uses a big detent hole. Come on. You see it wiggling. I think we're going to need something sharper than that. Let's do, what do we got? Of course, use a knife for another knife. There we go. Popped it out. We'll throw that over here. And then we've got, we'll just toss that up there. We've got the same deal on this side. Let's see if this one will come out. We'll lose all of our doohickeys. And then we'll throw that at that blade, and then we'll knock over the camera. All planned, all part of the experience when watching a video by me. So my goal here is also to give you confidence that if I can do this, and if I'm willing to let people see me do this, then you can too. So the tri-way system, 3 ways, right? Hence the word tri. Tri is Spanish for 3. Just kidding, it's not. You've got the single race bearings here. You've got the bronze phosphorus washers, and then you've also got the nylon washers. Now I believe, if memory serves, I believe traditionally Hinderer used nylon washers. That was his kind of thing, right? Like most people back in the day would use phosphor bronze. Hinderer, I'm just trying to get this. Come out. Would use nylon washers. So those are the ones that I don't know. I wonder how many people go with the nylon. I'm really curious. That's the one I would be least likely to ever use, I think, is the nylon. So putting this back together, now, as you can see, easy peasy, really. Like you just take out those things. Then we've got these guys. We're going to put the flat side. So you've got the kind of, I don't know what you want to call it, the open side. And then you've got the flat side. Generally, you want this flat side to face the blade, although I really don't think you would notice a difference if you didn't do that. But the general consensus is, ideally, you would do that. And then on this side, it's the opposite, right? So flat side towards the blade, same thing. Now here's where it gets, I don't know if I want to say tricky, but just kind of annoying. You've got to put these posts in, but then you got to keep them from falling through. And you've got to, let's see, what's, like that. So maybe, here's what we're going to do. So that's the gist of swapping these out. So if you guys want to tune out right now, I totally understand, because next up is just me fumbling around trying to get these stupid things in here. It's like the worst part. So here's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to go like this. Pocket clips in the way though. But we'll see if this will work. You just have to have it in enough to keep those in, and then allow you to frickin' get these screws in enough to get them to set. And then you're golden, because then they'll be in place. But that's the only tricky part, is getting these gripped in. Ooh, no. I don't know if this is working. Oh, I think it is. I think we got it. I think we got it. I think this may have done it. Boom! When ingenuity meets stupidity, sometimes you can succeed. Okay, like I said, I just needed to get it in enough that they stay put. Then we'll tighten everything up in a second. Hand tighten for now. I don't know why I did that. I actually should have left it not engaged. Or we can just do that. These flatheads, man, they can be a pain in the butt. Like, I appreciate how you can tighten and loosen them with, like, normal stuff. Okay, now we're free spinning. So let's try to tighten these up and see if we can. Sometimes if you can provide enough tension, you can get away without having to secure the other side, but these are free spinning too, so just got to get it to grip and then you're good. Okay, we got that. I was going to say, let's check for centering. Oh yeah, don't have this in here. Let's see. No, I was wondering if maybe that would work better, but okay, there we go. Got enough tension. We are mostly centered. Way smoother. If that's what you're into. Really, it goes to show how well, no blade play, how well these are made though, because, you know, the fact that it flips as well as it does with the phosphor bronze is pretty impressive. This is only marginally better. This is better. It is smoother, right? Like it just, with the weight of the blade, it just falls shut. If you're into a fall shutty thing, and if you're into a almost can't make it not, or almost can't make it fail type flipper thing, then you want to go with the bearings. But if you don't care so much about that, and you just kind of like the smooth, kind of manual open type thing, then the phosphor bronze works just as well too. Who knows? Maybe I'll switch it back out. So actually pretty easy peasy to do that. Pretty ingenious design. Oh, there is something I forgot to check though. So I'm guessing that the bearings are just running right against the titanium, right? Did anybody notice? Man, that bugs me. I was going to check for that. I wanted to see if the bearings, once you remove these steel pieces here, or maybe these are titanium actually, I don't know, or aluminum, if the bearings are riding right up against the titanium, or if there's an additional steel insert in there. Dang it, I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch it maybe and see if I can tell. I forgot to check that and I just don't want to take it apart again. Don't want to do it. All right guys, that's it. Switching out the tri-way system on a Hinderer XM24. All right guys, take it easy. Later.